channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosalie and I'm so excited to have you here today. So today we're going to be doing the New Year book tag. I don't know if anyone else is doing this, but I saw Larry Reed's doing it, so all of these questions are from her. I just thought it would be fun and that I could it would be a fun little video to do. So let's get started with that. The first question on this is, how many books are you planning to read this year? So I thought first we could talk about last year. Last year I read, let me double check. Last year I read 140 books, and I had set 100 books as my goal for that year because I thought that was a good goal, and then I beat that by 40 books. So going into this year, I wanted to give myself a higher goal, but I don't want to go too high because literally you never know what could happen with book slumps, life, getting busy, whatever. So I set my goal for 115 because I feel like that's a good enough higher number, but it still gives me room to not it gives me room to wiggle. I don't have to reach for 140, but I will be reaching for more than 100. The next question is a book you're likely to reread this year, and I am just gonna straight away say it. It is most likely gonna be ACOTAR. I read this for the first time last year. First book I read that year, and probably one of my favorite, my most favorite book series ever, and I miss it so much. I want to jump back into this world so bad, and I just know before the year is over I'm gonna reread this. I don't know when. I feel like I've been holding it off because I just want to push it as far. It's been officially a year now since I read it, so I'm feeling okay, but I still feel like I'm pushing it off and wanting it to be as far out as I can. But this is probably gonna be reread soon. Other than that, I do think I might, I don't know, even if I don't read the whole series, I might just read some into it. I might reread the Addicted series because this one I love so much. This was also one of my top series. I love the Addicted, all of them, the Calloway sisters, this family in these books are so good and I miss them so much, so I think this might also be reread this year, but if it's not, ACOTAR will for sure be reread this year. The next question is a priority read for your 2025 TBR. Let me go pull out my book journal. Let me go pull out my book journal so I can really see for this. I made this 2025 TBR, 25 books I want to read this year. I don't know. I think for a priority read it's gonna be Shatter Me, and that's just because I feel like I've been putting it off. I've had it on hold the entirety of 2024, and I really want to read it. I'm so intrigued by the storyline, the characters, the things I've heard. I just haven't gotten myself to read it. I did pick it up at one point, I can't remember when, and I read I think to chapter 3 too, some point, and I was just in the moment I could not get into it, but I feel like I'll like it. So I put it down and I was like, I'm not going to force myself to read this and slump myself out and just not enjoy the book. So I think Shatter Me is going to be my priority read because I do think I'll enjoy it. I just think I picked it up at the wrong time and I need to pick it up at the right time. The next question is an author you won't be reading more books from this year. Now for this question, I think my answer is not a solid concrete answer. It's more of just a for now answer, and that is going to be Miss Annabelle Monaghan. Annabelle Monaghan. That is because I listened to this book on audiobook and I loved this book so much. And then I tried to go into Nora Goes Off Script, and for some reason I hated that book. I don't know what happened. I got to the 51% mark and it just felt like we were just speeding through. Not necessarily insta love, but she wasn't describing things. I felt like it was just he went here, she did that, now they like each other, now they kiss. I felt like there was no actual build up to anything, no explaining anything. I was just reading them going through the motions, maybe, I don't know. So I'm was that how this book was and I just didn't notice it because I only listened to it? Not sure, but that did kind of turn me away from her. So for now I think it's gonna be a no. The next question is something new you want to read in 2025, and for me that's gonna be jumping into new genres, which I already read romance, I already read fantasy, but I want to try thrillers. I really want to try thrillers. I think I have some Frida McFadden ones I want to try because she's just like the most popular one, and I feel like she'll be a good one to introduce me to it. And then I also want to read sci-fi. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know if that's for me, what that'll be like. I'm scared, but I'm interested. I really want to try Red Rising because people talk about that one a lot. They like it a lot. I literally don't know what it's about, but I just want to try it. I want to venture out and like expand my reading tastes. Trying new genres, expanding my horizons. I want to give myself more options. The next question is a popular book you want to read in this next year. And for me, that is going to be, I think I'm going to choose Magnolia Parks. This is also something I really don't know if I'm going to enjoy because I know a lot of the tropes in it. I really don't know what's it about, but I know like that the main relationship is just like crazy, and just the things, some of the things I know they do to each other, like the tropes they have, like I'm scared. But everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people like it, so I'm intrigued and I just want to try it. Like I don't know if I'll finish the series or what, but I do want to read at least the first, try to read the first Magnolia Parks. That's actually another book that is on my 2025 TBR. The next question is a bookish goal for 2025. This year I have challenged myself to pick up more hobbies because reading is pretty much my only one, but I want to be more creative and do other things, so that is why I started a book journal. I have gotten some spreads done. I've done a few, and this is my biggest like bookish goal. I want to keep up with this and just be creative and kind of keep up more like physically with my books, because I read a lot on my Kindle, so I don't physically get to read them mostly, and this is like something physical I can do that has to do with my books and just writing them. I don't know exactly what all I'm going to do in here this year and how it's going to go, but this is my biggest thing. Like I'm just going to challenge myself to keep up with this and be creative and have that outlet. Another thing which I actually have written in here on my book goals page is to join a book club. I want to do that this year, whether I create it or I join one. I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know if it would be with random people or with some people I know, because I know a few people in my life who read. My sister. We pretty much have our own book club where we just always talk about books, but I want to join like an official one or start one or something doing that. I think that would be really fun and I would really enjoy that, so that's another goal of mine this year. A book from my TBR that I will probably never read. This one's kind of hard. I don't think I have many on my TBR that I won't read, and I don't really have a physical TBR because I don't really buy books unless I love them. So let me actually look through my Goodreads and see what, because I don't know, I can't think of anything. Let's go with this. This isn't my book, but my friend lent it to me after I read Malibu Rising because I loved Malibu Rising. And then I was like, do you have any other of the books? Because she lent me Malibu Rising as well. So she was like, I have Carrie Soto. So she gave me Carrie Soto. She gave me Carrie Soto, and this has been sitting on my shelf since October. It's January, not that long. But honestly, I just kind of don't see myself reading this, and I think that's because I don't love Carrie Soto as a character. I didn't love her in the other book. I already struggle with literary fiction because I don't have like a fantasy plot or a romance plot to follow, and if I don't like the character, I'm kind of not drawn into it. So this one I say I don't see myself reading. Also, that's because I ended up reading Daisy Jones and the Six, which is also by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I don't know, it was good. I loved the vibes. I just didn't love the characters. Well, I liked them, but I didn't love the actions they were making and the things they were doing, and I feel like that's going to be the same thing with this one, so I think this is probably going to be a no. I'm not going to hold myself to that because maybe I'll read it, but who knows. This question is a series you want to read this year, and right off the bat I know my answer. I want to read Caraval. I think that's how you say it. I have had this on hold forever, and it always comes up on, like, it's always like, oh, your hold's ready, and then I just push it back because I'm reading other things, and I don't know, I can't get myself to read it for, not can't get myself, but it's like I'm never in the mood when it's actually available, but I always think about it and I always want to read it. I don't know, it's just one of those books that stays in my mind, and I don't really know anything about it, but I just want to read it, so hopefully it's on. I think I put that also on my 2025 TBR, so that should be a goal for me to complete that because it's just been too long at this point. Yes, and I really want to read the I really want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, but I know Caraval comes before that, and I'm not going to read that until I read Caraval, so that's kind of like two series that I need to read because I want to read both of them, and I'm not going to read that and spoil it, so that's one I really want to jump into this year. A book to show adaptation you're excited about. So this isn't a show, it's a movie, and I don't even know if it's coming out within the next year, but The People We Meet on Vacation, I know that got picked up and I know they're filming it, so I think it should come out this year. I don't know, but that one I'm so excited about. I love People We Meet on Vacation, and I can't wait to see that as a movie. Like, I feel like that's going to be such a good movie, and I'm gonna love it. Next, we have a sequel you are anticipating, and for this I have a few answers, so let's just go through them. The first one is Assistant to the Villain, or Apprentice to the Villain. The third book is coming out this year. I can't remember when. I think it's like April. I am so excited for that. I love this series, y'all. Like, I don't know, it's just funny, it's fantasy, it has romance, like it's lighthearted but also not lighthearted. I don't know, it's just good. I don't know how to explain it. I love all the characters, I love the found family that's happening. I think this is probably one of my favorite series as well, so I can't wait for the next book to come out. Also, that's not a sequel, it's going to be the third book, so I don't know, but none of the books I'm talking about are sequels. The second book I'm anticipating is the fourth book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I've loved all these books so far, and this one I was so excited for them, but I'm also so excited for the next one. I think it comes out, don't know, but I'm so excited for that one because this is such a cute little small town cowboy romance series, and I'm excited because I love all the characters. The last one I'm excited about is the what is it called? Sea Silver. Rose Hill. Okay, so the next one I'm excited about is Wild Side, which is the third book in the Rose Hill series. I didn't love Wild Love. Wasn't my favorite. Wild Eyes, though, I ate that one up. Like, that one was so freaking good. Such a good time. I loved the characters. I loved the story and the way they wrote it. It was so good. So, I'm really excited for this next one. I'm really anticipating it. It comes out in March. It's so far away. The next question we have is, how has your reading evolved in 2024 from wait. Okay, for the next question I feel like we're going back 2 years because it's asking how has your reading evolved from the last year, which would be 2023 because we just started 2025. Anyways, I'd say my reading has evolved a lot because when I first started reading in 2023, I was just reading romance and I was like zooming through those. I was having a good time, but they were like those classic little, I don't know, I was just like on Libby finding all these romances and I was enjoying them, like I was loving them, but I was in that genre. And then when 2024 hit, I wanted to venture out, try new things, so I started fantasy. Literally started off first book of the year with ACOTAR. Ate it up, loved it, and that just started like my fantasy journey, and I am obsessed with fantasy now. I love it. So I would say that like that was one of the biggest things that evolved. I read romance and fantasy now, and that opens up a lot of different books. Next year I think I'm hoping to get into more genres, and we'll see how it evolves. The next question is bookish things you're leaving in 2024. I feel like I don't have an answer to that. I don't think I do anything that I wouldn't continue to do, so we're gonna skip that because I don't have anything to say. The last question is what to expect from my channel for this next year. Now this question, I'm gonna answer it, but I feel like I'm answering it for myself. Like I'm talking to me right now. And that is just more like I want to keep up with this channel. I don't necessarily, like I have an idea of videos I want to do and stuff like that, but I more just want to challenge myself to keep up with this because I do love filming and making videos and having that hobby and being able to talk about books. But when I tried to do it last year, I just like, I don't know, I doubted myself and I didn't continue to do it. So this year, my biggest thing is like just keeping up with it, and I just want to do that. Whether, like, I don't want to care about like who's watching it or all that and stuff, like I care about y'all, but I just want to have fun with it and enjoy it and let it be a hobby and not be a stress. Have that creative outlet with something I care about. So that's what to expect from me, is hopefully consistency. Just excited to start this new year and hopefully keep up with this because it is really fun and I love the book community and getting to read and be a reader and be a part of this fun community. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment and a like, and I'll see you next time.